All right, guys, how you doing? This is Larry,
And this is Teresa.
and this is the Keevys Forum slash podcast slash show. Like, what we want to accomplish is we want to go back and do a reaction video on our old content. Like, as we've been through the process, you guys have seen us go through the process on TikTok. You got a lot of videos on Instagram, Facebook, etc. But what we want to do is go back and actually do reaction videos to them. We want to look back over the video and say, we were tripping, man. No,
Right.
we didn't do that, etc. All right? So today, we're going to start with the closing video. When we closed on the property, the day of.
So let's before you start it, let's do a backstory
Come
on how we got this.
Okay.
This property.
on. Okay.
So we was looking for properties and we found one in Menlo, Georgia.
Menlo, Georgia. Cloudland.
Cloudland, Georgia.
Cloudland.
And we put an offer on it and it was actually 6 acres.
Yeah.
It was 6 acres. And they had a little small cabin, a little cozy cabin on it.
What do you want? Like 106 for that? What do you want for that? 112?
I think it was 110.
110
we
for
got
that.
for
110, yeah.
And so it had a small cabin on it, and then it had a single wide trailer on it that was broke down. Like we would have
Right.
had to totally gut it
For real.
and redo it. But anyway, and so we really liked it. And then it had outbuildings, had a storage room, and then it had another building that could have been. I think they used it for storage, but we could have used it. You know, our minds are different, so
Right.
we could have used that as a bedroom, outside bedroom, or something like that.
And they had the RV hookup. You remember?
Yeah, it had an RV.
So that means they had the septic tank already there and the electrical wire in there. So that was a big deal because you could buy the property and just pull up with your RV, plug in, and you laid back.
Right, so our thing was, even if we was looking for land and we
Yeah.
wanted to make sure it had running water on it and electricity.
Electricity and
Even-
water.
Even if the house on it was broke down or moved, we just want to make sure that it was accessible to us. So even if we built, we wouldn't know that we had water and electricity. And so we put an offer on it. So we went to look at it and it was nice.
Yeah.
And so the issue came when we couldn't get the owners to get the well running.
Exactly.
Because it was cold, the weather was bad, and he was saying that they had them close it up for the winter. And so my husband was like, we're not buying something if we don't know if the water
I need to see that
the
water.
well working.
And I'm so glad because think about it, we was in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they had the drill really far to hit that well.
Right.
So think about that, man. That well might have been frozen. Yeah.
And so we went back, so they never could get it to work.
Right.
And so we can't. Well, we don't even know if they tried to get it to
Yeah.
work. We don't know. So
They just thought
all
they
we
had
know
some
is
suckers.
right. All we know is it didn't work.
Right.
Amen, somebody. And so when we went back, we went to look at it again because he was gonna try to see if he can get it to work.
Right.
And so we looked at it was a winter storm, and we looked at the front of the cabin. The screen door to the front porch wouldn't open. You had to pull it, so the cabin had actually shifted.
Or something was washing towards
Something
it.
was going on.
And to making it block, you couldn't open the doors. So either the wood just was swollen on the door, but it seemed like it was like water was either rushing or the cabin had shifted.
Yeah.
You know, because when we went around the back, I was just really looking because at this time you got to remember the market was so crazy then, man. People were buying property sight unseen,
Right.
15,000 over asking. You know what I mean? So it was very competitive, and it really wasn't healthy, man. People were buying properties. They got themselves in a bad shape because the only reason why we ended up with this one and we got it because I was willing to take a gamble because I owned the house before and I seen it wasn't really anything too bad with it that couldn't
Right.
be fixed.
Looking at the bones.
Yeah, looking at the
As long as
bone.
the bones was good. So that didn't. So we decided. Larry was like, we're not gonna buy this first because
Right.
the cabin like it's shifting, and then we can't get the water to run. So
Right.
no, we're not gonna do it. So we backed out of that offer.
Yeah.
And so when I went back, because we saw this one first, we saw this property first. He wanted this property, remember? But then it was on a contract. So
Yeah.
that's why we found Menlo.
It was pending.
It was pending.
And I said, wow, man, I really like to live there because the pictures was amazing. They did a great job with the pictures. And, you know, when they said how much land it was, I was like, really? And they got a house on it? And they got a well on it? And they got electricity on it? Man, we got to go see. But she showed it to me. And I looked at the picture so many times, and it was occupied. Somebody had it, so moved on, you know. And I was at work, and she called me, And she said, hey, you remember that property that time you said you really would like to live in? I said, yeah, I think I do. You know, because she had to explain it to me. I said, yeah, I think I do. She said, it's back on the market. I said, call those people right now.
And then I called my cousin. Her name is Teresa Taylor Smith. She's a realtor down here in South Georgia.
South Georgia, yeah.
Well, I think she do work in Atlanta too, but
we
needed her in South Central Georgia.
And she came immediately. And that's what I appreciated, because at the time, realtors was balling out of control, and they were like really on some, well, I'm on vacation, or I'm, you know, it wasn't that hunger. Like, it wasn't. She was hungry.
Yeah, my cousin got on it, called them and set it up, said, "Come on, let's go."
Came down here that day. She said, I'm on my way. We jumped in. We drove down here, got down here. She said, you want to get it inspected? They said there's no contingencies, so first come, first serve. I looked at it and was like, nah, I'm gonna look at this.
Right. So they said if we get it inspected, they won't hold it. So while we trying to get our little inspection done, if somebody put an offer in on it, they can go ahead.
They can get it. It's nothing gonna hold it. No inspection clause.
Right.
They not fixing nothing. Like, the market was crazy. So I walked in, haven't been in a house before, and I just looked at everything I could possibly look at. That
he went up under the house.
I went up under the house. Checked the water. The water was still on. Just did everything I could. And I said, man, you know what? We can work with that. And sent an offer. And the only thing that they pushed back was on the earnest money. We tried to come in a little less because they wanted $1,000 more earnest. And she was like, nah, let's give them this. And the man was like, nah, if y'all want it. Mm-hmm. And so we had to go down the line, and we offered them full action and the earnest money. Right. We locked them in. You know, once we got them locked in, we told them it was cash, and that was it. Like, and I mean, look, the most frustrating part about this was when I wired that money to that lawyer's office, because I was waiting on them to tell me that they got it, and they never did. And then all of a sudden, they sent us the thing saying closing is Wednesday.
Right. So, like, okay,
you got it then, but. You know, they deal with this stuff, so that was the most worrying thing. But what you're going to see now is the closing day. When we closed, and let's go for the ride, y'all. But I'm going to tell you, I was naive about a lot of stuff, but here we go.
Talk a good talk. Amen, somebody.
Big talk. All right, closing day, y'all. 2022. Peace.
And so we closed on the property today. Been keeping it under wraps, like, not really putting it out there. I mean, I don't really care, because, you know, once they signed the contract saying we could buy it, I just knew it wasn't nothing was going to cause it to fall through unless they did something. But anyway, we closed on it. I'm going to show you guys the property. We're headed down there now. I just stopped at Lowe's and picked up some locks. Going to go down here and change the locks out. The difference between this property and my previous property is that, number one, my previous property, I was naive and green, and I just started going in there tearing stuff apart. And I'm not going to do that this time. This time I'm going to be very, very, very methodical. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to count the money that I spend.
Okay, so two things. Look how light I was.
Yeah, you were light.
Like, how light I
was. Light, and you were stopped up or something.
Yeah, I didn't have no vitamin D in my life or something.
You came out to the country, got orange.
Look how light I was, man. I was inside them buildings working, and I was overweight. And I was light as a mug, and I was delusional. Okay, I was. You know how you just be I was just happy. Had closed on the property. I'm happy.
I was excited.
Talking about what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure I dot the I's and cross. Man.
This time I learned the first time.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm sorry. It didn't happen. You know,
plan though.
It was a good plan. Good talk.
It sounded good.
It was a good talk. So if you're getting ready to buy a property, try your best to keep up with it. You know, the expenses and stuff. I know you investors, y'all really good at it, but you know, I didn't buy it I bought it as an investment, but I bought it for a place for us to live too. You know what I mean? So, closing day, bought locks. I didn't need them locks. I didn't.
But you knew we was doing. We got get new locks and all.
On top of everything, handling my business. Here we go. Let's see what's going on.
So I'll know what I'm doing. So that's the big deal for me right now. So I'm gonna keep all my receipts. I'm gonna know how much I'm in it. I'm going to be able to, like, intelligently say, I got this much in this property moving forward. I'm not going to just spend money without keeping track of. I'm going to have a budget. So that's it, man. I'm going to show you guys the property in a minute. Me and Fitzgerald George just picked up 10.6 3, 4. I think it may even be. I gotta ask my wife.
And then
Acres down there.
what is that on the side of my head, man? I had caught some kind of. I'm so glad to be healthy.
Move the mouse, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is
My bills here. And my cousin Teresa.
Yeah.
Amen, somebody.
She was very professional. Y'all see everybody wearing a mask. And another thing about when you buying a property for cash, the papers that you sign, that's it right there. You may sign 2 papers. I think I signed 1 paper. That was it. And the other one was like a copy of the funds or something like that. Okay, that was 2. Yeah. But we didn't sign hardly nothing, y'all. Like, for real. I signed.
It's the same way when we sold our other house. We just signed. And she was over there
signing her life away.
Signing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we remember them days.
Yeah. Just grateful to get it. So yeah, this is for my wife. Look at her. How many pounds you lost since then? About 100.
Almost 100.
Yeah, she lost a lot of weight. So this is on the way. Amen, somebody. This is on the way. You know, we coming down. This Hawkinville right here. That Hawkinville all day long. Hawkinville. Done passed through that town a lot of time. This coming on the back roads, Pine View. You know, headed towards Abbeville now. That's where we headed, to Abbeville. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. All these backcountry towns, if you go through Abbeville, you better watch the speed limit.
Slow down in Abbeville, boy. They will get you in Abbeville. So this the dirt road leading up to the property. Yeah. It's a county maintained road. I remember how I felt just riding down that road, the newness and the fear. It was fear.
I was excited. It's like, oh my God.
It was exciting too.
We gotta get this.
But it still was
looking
like,
at our mailboxes.
Oh, man, it was a lot.
And when we first came out here to look at it right before we put the offer in, we didn't know.
Right.
Like 3 or 4. It was almost 4 acres on the other side that we didn't know was ours. It was like,
I'm finished. Let me show it to you right here. So, right when you come in, this whole plot of land right here, we didn't even know we owned that. You know, because they were telling us we had 10.33 acres, and I didn't really know what that looked like.
Right.
So it was like, oh yeah, there's 10 acres right here, but this ours right here, this whole piece of property right there.
And so after we actually came with my cousin to look at it.
Right.
And so she told us, she was like, you know, it's got 3 different deeds on here. So it's 3 different deeds.
Yeah, it was 3 properties. Combined into one.
So we got 3 different properties. So each one of them is 3 point something acres. So we can actually put a house. We put 3 houses
because how it's zoned.
Because 1 house an acre
per acre. So
we actually have 9 houses.
So it's a trip because this was once a subdivision.
Right.
That's what it's considered, like a subdivision.
And each 3 point some acres have their own little electric box.
Right. The transformer. They got the transformer on. Yeah. So this all ours on the left. We didn't even know that was ours.
It was like, is
that ours? Like, whoa. And then all I could thought about, man, we gotta cut that. Like, what we gonna do?
And I just cut all down that 0 turn.
We had a 0 turn. Out that 10, that 0 up. Well, now we got a tractor with a bush hog. But yeah, you need a bush hog for that 6 foot, 7 foot wide.
You see that right there? That's
So these are all the trees on the property that are not there anymore.
Yeah, we got them cut down.
We got them. We sold them. We sold all the long pines off of here. This is a road coming down the side. The problem was people got used to using the property as a cut through, pass through, because it sat vacant. The guy just left it and left the gate open, and people, it wasn't even a gate up there, and people would come back here and cut through here. So this inside, let me tell you something. I got bad memories right now, just smelling. I can smell it. Ooh, you remember we used to come down here?
I used to hate
it. We used to spend the night down here, y'all. That was tough.
Yeah, so before we didn't want to put any furniture in here until we got it the way we wanted to. So
it was
bought us some blow-up mattresses. Yeah,
we were living on blow-up mattresses, and we didn't live on no blow-up mattress. We ran back to the city.
So we were coming down here every weekend. So on Thursday or Friday, we'll leave and come down here.
Come down on the weekend and work.
Right. Yeah. But the first weekend, that's when we got those blow-up mattresses.
Yeah.
So I think the next weekend, he was like,
we can't do it. You wake up a bad neck. And we bought the mattress. Remember we went to like Sam's Club or somewhere and bought the mattress and drove down here.
Yeah.
And then that mattress was tough.
Too soft.
It was something else. Yeah, it was something else going on with that mattress.
Get out and neck them.
Yeah. So the house smelled like right then.
So it was a very clean house. It had sturdy bones, but it just had been closed up.
Set
Then
up.
it had mothballs
Just
everywhere.
set up. The guy they just left it, and
But the cabinets everything was clean. It just had been set up, I guess.
this bathroom was
let me
horrible.
tell you something. Until we renovated, I'm talking about whoever lived here before we did, Smoker Joe Willis. They were
nasty.
Smoker Joe Willis.
And she didn't want to go in the bathroom.
Oh, I hated that bathroom. I wouldn't even go in that bathroom.
We
Nah,
renovated.
nasty.
It's no
Give me
light in there,
somebody.
but we renovated this whole entire house inside. And being that it's small, we were able to do it and do it tastefully. We ended up putting double doors right there with those windows that closed in that back door over there.
Real close to the cabinet. So that place right there is where we sitting at now.
So this place, well, that's the side of the place.
Side on the other side.
Other
That's
side.
the storage on the other
The
side.
storage. We got a storage side.
We used to barbecue out here.
Yeah. This where grandma and granddaddy live at right
On the
now.
left over there.
Over the left. That's the pond. All this right here. That's where they live at right there. So we could have thinned it out and probably put their house in between of it, you know, but I don't know.
But then they want to get that pond view.
And
you
then
can see it. It's
them
nice
trees
now.
will fall on the
Yeah,
house.
so we did a good job.
Yeah, we did a great job. I always question myself about cutting down so many trees. And, you know, this is beautiful right here. That was grown. And those trees, you see the long line of trees to the right? If I would have left those and maybe just mulched in between them, I think that would have just... And then we could flatten everything else out. But that ship has sailed.
Okay.
We came down here after we cut that stuff down, y'all, and came down here. Man, that was crazy.
And we was like, what in the world? It's a war zone for real.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, we really did a lot real fast, you know. But this the place, the pool on the side. We put a wraparound porch on it.
Now we changed the kitchen windows to double door.
We did double doors right there with those double windows at. Put up fencing all around the property.
Yeah, the whole property fence.
Whole property fence. Then all this is open. The chicken coop that y'all see on TikTok is on the left right up there. But that was all overgrown. And whew, man, I'm gonna tell you, we definitely got to do one of the videos when we pulled up after we seen them cut down everything.
My God.
Oh man,
It was like I was hurt.
horrible.
Like what? All you saw was sand and piles of trees.
trees. It was
Yeah,
horrible.
my cousin had dug us a pond, and he was going.
He just took it upon
yeah, a
himself
pond.
to
But
dig
we-
us a pond in the middle of the
Right.
field up
we
here.
came for one weekend. My cousin like, Doug, y'all
I
a
got
pond.
y'all a pond start.
Okay.
My neighbor said, but it take 10 years to fill that pond. He's like, man, don't let that man dig you no pond. Like.
But how
He'll-
many of y'all know all things work together? Amen. Somebody
Yeah.
work together for our good because we needed that hole.
The berry,
To bury all
the
those trees and
trees
stumps
and everything. So
Yeah.
we dug up stumps and
set it afire.
look, we had the biggest pile of broken trees and limbs and burnt down stuff, and we put diesel oil on it. The oil out of a diesel machine. We poured it all on it. Man, listen, that fire burned by 4-5 days. Like we lit that fire, and that fire burned about 4-5 days. So
Right
this
now,
the
they shut down and
pasture.
covered it up then.
This the pasture right here.
the goats at.
Where the goats at and the cows. I let them all.
Or cow.
Yeah. What we did was the pasture. We separated it, made it into 2 pens, 2 paddocks, put gates on both, and a gate in the middle, and a little goat house in the corner. And now the goats and the cow up there. The cow get up under the 2 cows. They get up under there too.
Now they're a family. We went and fed them today, and they wait on each
They
other.
waiting on each other. So they all one big happy family right now. So yeah. This on the right is the pasture where y'all may have seen me keeping the cows before we got it fenced in and before we cut everything. If I had to do it over again, I would keep all them trees because they not really worth nothing. Like, how much money you gonna get for them trees? But that would have been a beautiful addition to keep all the trees out there, cut the grass around it, keep all the trees. That way the animals can have a place to linger and
Right.
get out of the shade and stuff.
So we were novices. We didn't know.
And the idea of clearing it out and starting from scratch is appealing until you done it.
Right.
And when you do it, then it's like, whoa.
And you have time to think about what you want to do because
Yeah.
we weren't thinking about we may want to
Yeah,
have
give
cows.
yourself some time to think about
Animals.
what you plan on doing with your place. That's the corral. They used it as a road. We put up a gate on both sides, so now it's back as a corral. Yeah, people was using that as a road. When the road got when the road get bad and it got bad, the dirt road, people would go use my neighbor's property, and I don't even think he really wanted people using his property like that. But yeah, we put up a gate back there. Pastors put fencing on the inside.
Oh my God, you remember all that stuff was on the fence, and we used it. We got footage of that too.
Yeah, getting all that stuff off the fence. And next time I learn, you want to just get some goats. Just get goats. Goats will eat stuff off fences. You know, just get your hands on 4 or 5 goats and just leave them in there, and they'll eat it. If it's some good stuff to eat, they'll eat it. All that stuff around the bottom of the fence and all that. Yeah, but this the place, man. That's a lot was done. We literally have a front yard now. We do.
And we can see, because when we first got it, came down here, you go outside on the front porch, you was like, it was like, ooh.
Spooky.
Like, you don't know somebody or something standing in the bushes looking at you. So now we got this place lit up.
Lit up and spaced out. You can see.
You can see in the pastures at night. We got lights up there.
Yeah, got pasture lights and lights all around, and we ain't done. Like, I got a few more to add. I want to put a light behind the coop. I want to put a light on the back side of the house so I can shine on this back field back here. Ooh. She told me she wanted to keep that.
I mean, if it could have been clean.
Man,
could have built up around it, but
ain't nobody like that junk. We need tripping.
It was an idea.
It was good at first, man. I got that junk, man. Get that junk up out of here.
Yeah, you knew what you was doing with that track. Let me move it. How you gonna move it with some sharp grapples?
Yeah, but yeah, that's it, guys. We complete novices. Don't we
don't learn a little bit now, so we're not complete novices now. We're complete novices.
No. We have learned a lot. And when I say we've learned a lot, we have learned a lot about purchasing property, building out a property, setting up animals, farming. I'm not an expert by a shot, but I do know the things you need to do.
More than a little bit.
And I know the things you do need to do and don't need to do when you start out. And
so we learned a lot of stuff by
trial by
asking
fire.
somebody, but majority of it was making a mistake.
Trial by fire. Revelation.
You do it, you mess it up, and you try it again till you get it. Amen, somebody.
So that's our critique reaction to our video. The only thing I would have did different is I would have kept trees by the pond. Kept all the trees by the pond. Not all of them, but a tree line by the pond. I don't know if I would have kept that stuff that separate the pasture. I would have kept the trees in the pasture. I would have kept all them trees up there.
You mean the big pasture?
The big pasture. I would have kept all the trees up there. Every last one of them. Just for the fact that the animals can use them. And it wasn't no need to cut them down. What's the point? You ain't like you making no money.
Right.
Yeah, so learn my lesson. So the next property, we're going to take our time. Yeah, we're going to take our time. But I hope you enjoyed the video, our reaction to our content. And we're going to go back and review our content, look over it and critique it and tell you guys what we would have did differently if we had known what we know today. All right? Well, honey, you got anything you want to say before we go?
No, but so we have this podcast that we have for Keevys Farms. You can follow us here. Please do like and share. Amen,
like,
somebody.
subscribe, share.
You can also follow us on our other social medias. My name is Teresa Y. Brown. I used to be Miss Lady Optimistic, but I changed. I'm still Miss Lady Optimistic. Amen. I'm always optimistic. I always see the cup half full. Amen. But all my social medias, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram is Teresa Y. Brown. Also, well, hold on, I'm telling yours, baby.
I am Larry B. Jr. on YouTube. I have a separate YouTube page where we do a lot of talking about convicted felons with getting jobs, convicted felons getting apartments. It's a lot of talk. I talk about that on there because I'm one, and I talk about how I was able to turn my life around, etc. So that's Larry B. Larry B. Jr. on YouTube and Larry Brown Jr. on Facebook, and I am Larry B. Jr. on YouTube, on IG and TikTok, and that's where you're gonna see a lot of the farm content. Facebook, you'll see a little different variety. But YouTube, and then we got the Keevys Farm. We got the Keevys Farm, what you seeing it now. And that's what we really pushing this on.
Yeah, we do a little bit. A lot of our stuff is the same on our social medias, but Facebook is like a different platform. So I use every day. I try to put a prayer on.
Inspiration.
I'm an intercessor. I like to pray, amen, somebody. And y'all heard my husband say that he was a convicted felon. And I'm retired law enforcement, and I did not meet him on while he was in the prison.
Yeah.
Amen, somebody.
Nope.
And I did not supervise him.
Nope.
I met him later on.
Through my auntie.
Yeah.
Through my auntie when I got out. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Indirectly. Amen, somebody.
Yeah.
That was God.
Yeah.
Amen, somebody.
So yeah, just log in, man. Tap in anywhere you see us and whatever content you like. We got the podcast, Slick Lingo podcast. We're doing again. We got a lot going on. We're busy. We got a lot of irons in the fire, and lines in the water. You can't get bit if you ain't got a hook out in the water now.
Right. And we love people. One of the reasons we do this because you know, we have a wealth of knowledge, just like everybody. A lot of people have a wealth of knowledge, but what makes us different is the ones that choose to share it.
Right.
Amen.
We're not afraid.
We're not afraid.
We're not afraid of ridicule and judgment. We're gonna make mistakes, but we still gonna keep going.
And we are very transparent because I always say you can compare us to our past or our downfalls, but you can't judge us by it. Amen, somebody, because we're not there anymore.
Nope.
But we have a lot of information that we can help, whether it's something that we did right or something we did wrong. Amen, somebody. It's always a learning experience.
Always.
And we want to share. We want to be a blessing to somebody else.
Amen. So we're going to roll for the day. Let me know. Like, comment, share, do something. Engage. Help us out, man. Let the algorithm know you like it. Don't just look at it and keep going. Like, comment, share, notifications on the videos. Let the algorithm know that you like our content. That way we can get pumped up, pushed up, and then you can see when we put new content out, etc. Tell your friends about us.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about a wide variety of different topics. We're going to talk about farming. We're going to talk about children. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about just life, period. And if y'all, like we said, have any suggestions, shoot us a message and let us know.
All right, y'all, man. God bless you. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
I'm going to talk to you next time. Peace.